Go. Hi guys, it's the 14th and I'm Kerri Steelman Schmidt and I am here to lead the team call. Kay, I see you giggling over there and it's making me giggle. I am leading the team call tonight for the Fit Crew and Boom Empire coaches, and tonight we're going to talk about something that I've sucked at lately. Like, I'm just going to be straightforward about it, guys. Self-discipline is the topic. And the reason I wanted to do this on the call tonight is not because I'm like looking out at all of you guys saying, man, these people really need to pull it together with their self-discipline. This is me reflecting upon myself, things that I have been struggling with. And I figured if I'm struggling with these things, maybe you guys are too. So hopefully this is something that you will be able to take away from, whether you are really struggling in your coaching business, if you're struggling with your workouts, if you are struggling with your relationships, or maybe just like your personal health, not even related to fitness, but just your overall health. Because what I'm finding is happiness seems to be very, very directly connected to self-discipline. And here's why. Self-discipline has kind of a bad reputation. The word discipline just makes us go like, ugh. We just think of like getting in trouble, right? Or we think about, oh, your new PD book is on this topic. That's great. Put which book it is so that I can look that up. Discipline makes us think like we're getting in trouble. It's something that we're not supposed to do. So what I want us to do is kind of reframe this. Instead of thinking about us having self-discipline as us beating ourselves up, I want you to think about it as self-love. And here's why. Self-discipline is what helps us to make choices that are for our long-term benefit, okay? So when we are in the moment and we are tempted to do something that we know is bad for us, it really is, it's like we have to overpower that pleasure center and do what is going to be good for us in the long term. And that's really hard to do. It's really hard to do. For example, when I was in the trip in Mexico, anybody else want to raise your hand if you were also on the trip in Mexico? Sorry about it, Marie. So here's what you missed out on. We wake up every morning, guys, when we're in Mexico. We wake up at like, if you're me, 6:30 because you want to get a good spot to be able to work out with the super trainers, right? Well, once I'm up, because I'm very ADD and I take Adderall for that, I cannot sleep. So there's no sleeping after I have woken up. So I wake up, I go to the workout, then I'm awake. Good morning world. And I'm there and I'm ready to see everybody and go out and hang out on the beach and go swimming. And then they have parties in the evening and I am not missing out on that. Right? They're parties. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to hang out with your Beachbody friends and listen to the music. And I'm so psyched. And so I'm there and I'm closing it down. And then I go to bed and I go to set my alarm and I cannot miss the workout the next morning. And guys, this cycle continued. The entire time that I was in Mexico, I think I slept I don't know, an average of 4 hours a night. It was not good. By the time I got home, I crashed and was unable to walk or get out of bed. I had a horrible sinus infection. My body just shut down on me. Now that's a pretty extreme example, but it is an example of me knowing the entire time I'm doing something that's not good for me. But I don't want to miss out on the fun. I don't want to miss out on the experience. I don't want to miss out on the opportunity. So I didn't take care of myself at all. And I paid the price for it. And guys, we're adults. We should know better than this, right? But we still do it. Raise your hand if you skip workouts. Hands down. Raise your hand if you set a goal for yourself for eating for the week and you let yourself down. You do not stick with whatever it was that you said you were going to do. Okay, hands down. Now, I'm not talking to you if you say, hey, I know that I have a birthday party coming up this week and I'm planning to eat cake on that, but here's how I'm going to arrange the rest of my week. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you have made a decision in your best interest based on your goals for what you want to do to be happy, and you cannot stick with it. If that's you, just put them up. Guys, this is self-discipline. It all comes down to the same thing. Your ability to work your coaching business. Raise your hand if you miss power hours. You set them, you don't show up, you put other things in front of it. That is self-discipline. And these are issues that have come up our entire lives. And if we don't know how to handle that little drive inside of you that wants to take the easy route or wants to eat the more delicious sounding food in that moment when you're having cravings, you're not really able to build the future that you're wanting. So if you're thinking about, man, this coaching business, it is tough, guys. I'm not going to say it's not hard, but nothing that has been really life-changing for people was easy. Like, I can't think of a single example. Anything that you want that is drastically different than what you have is going to take a considerable amount of effort, like a lot of effort. And I think it is 10X rule. Yeah, I'm getting those finger symbols from people on our team because we've been reading the 10X rule. Like, it's pretty often that we say, I would love to have this life, but the amount of work that we do to get there is so far below what we need. That's why it's called the 10X rule. He says you need to put in 10 times more effort than you think you would need to reach whatever goal you set for yourself. And you'll probably still fall short, but at least you're going to have done more than you would have by setting wussy goals. So I want you guys to think about self-discipline as self-love. That all of your actions that you're doing, your workouts, you're drinking your shake every day, doing your personal development, doing your professional development, showing up on this team call. There are other things that you guys could have done tonight. I mean, I'm cool and I'm pink right now, but I know that I'm not more entertaining than your favorite Netflix show. You getting on this call is either because I bullied you or self-discipline. So congratulations. Way to prioritize your business. We have to be able to forego pleasure in order to reach our long-term goals. Okay, so I wrote down some notes because I have watched videos every day this entire week on this area because it is the area that I feel that I'm weakest in recently. And I recommend that you guys do the same. I'm not saying about self-discipline, but whatever area you are struggling in, whether it's not having discipline to go to bed on time, maybe you're staying on your phone too late. If that's you and you know that's you, make your personal development a topic that goes along with that. Okay, so my biggest struggle right now is bedtime discipline, like getting to bed on time and getting enough sleep. And so listening to the 10X rule, that's like work harder. Those two things don't really align. You see what I'm saying? So I need to have some personal development that goes with the area that I'm struggling in personally. And that's not always going to go with the professional development, which may be a business related book. So having those two different types of personal development and professional development, maybe listening to them 10 minutes a day each, is maybe going to bring you more balance. And I do recognize that it's hard and that what we ask you to do in this business, it's what works. We know it's what works, but you figuring out the way that it works for you is hard, right? And the things on your to-do list every day, like we do a lot of shit every day that is not in our best interest, and that's kind of messed up. Like if you're eating junk, if you're listening to junk, if you're surrounding yourself by people who aren't positive, that it takes self-discipline to get out of that situation. So I'm going to teach you guys what I have learned to be Tony Robbins' formula. It's called OPA. Is that a word? If you guys know if that's a word, please It is a word. Okay, if you know this word, put it in the chat. Let me know what this is talking. It's OPAAA from what I can tell. Okay, so Tony Robbins says that the first thing that you need to do, so think about whatever situation it is that you are, whatever you're dreaming of, whatever your goal is in this business. And if you are not, if you're a brand new coach, it's okay to start with wherever you're at. Okay, my goals for this business are not going to be the same as yours, and they're not going to be the same as Marie's goals or John's or anybody else's. It's your goals. You get to pick. You are the boss. So whatever your goal is, I want you to think about what it is that you're trying to create, and I want you to come up with an outcome. Because if you do not know where you're going, if you don't know what you're trying to achieve, your actions can't support it. And I see that happen so often with the coaches that I mentor and the coaches that other people mentor. It's like you've got there's so many different things that you could focus on in this business. Kelly Lynn is a perfect example of somebody who has focused her attention. So when she started doing 80-Day Obsession, I was like, so coaching stuff, all the coaching stuff. And she was like, no, Kerri Lynn. No, I need to focus on myself right now. Like maybe the coaching stuff will happen naturally. And if that happens, it's okay. I'm okay with it. But my focus right now needs to be my health and fitness. And she put her foot down. I think that's great. What if we all did that in the area that we were struggling in? If we're struggling in our own health and fitness and we prioritized it to that level and we put on blinders and really focused on that area, and guess what? Her business blew up because she focused on what she was trying to do. So step one, the O, is know your outcome. What are you trying to achieve? And I want you guys to comment in the chat with what your outcome is right now. Now, if yours is not related to coaching, that's okay. But for the sake of this call, because it is a coaching call, I want you to try to think of something like our challenge groups are all about your goals related to health and fitness. And we talk about that all the time. But this is our time to really think about what we want to create as coaches. So what is the outcome that you're going for? And I know that you could think about like long-term. That's fine if you want to put that down. Or maybe it's short-term. What outcome do you want to create? Know where you're going, because otherwise it's going to be a really confusing drive, right? Do you go this way? Do you go this way? This is good. I see a lot of your faces getting really smushy close to the camera, so I assume that means you're typing something. I like it. Emerald Tribe, yes. Emerald Tribe means you're an emerald and you teach your emeralds how to become emeralds, and you help them teach their emeralds how to become emeralds. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm not trying to like bust anybody out right now, but last week there were like a couple people who were very clearly not even on the call, but they like got on, blacked out their video, and then they escaped or like ran off to do something more fun. And then I was like, guys, I'm going to stay on here until everybody's off. And it was guys. They never logged off because they were never on. So if that's you, you're welcome to be excused at this point. If you're not actually like on this call and you're actually watching Netflix and just pretending to be, there's no shame in this game. Let yourselves go. I'm liking these answers. This is good. John. Okay, I hope you guys are reading these right now. These are fantastic. Okay, so that's the first step, is you need to know your outcome. And guys, I recommend that you have your outcome written down. Your goal, your dream. Yes, we've written it here, but once this whole little zoomy zoom is over, is your dream also going to disappear? Like, you need to have it written down somewhere else where you're looking at it every day. Many people encourage you to actually rewrite it every single day. Think about that. But that's only step one. The next letter in OPA, with a bunch of A's. P is for purpose. Okay, you have these goals. That's freaking fantastic. I'm glad that you have these dreams. But like, if you don't know why do you want these things? Like, Danielle, why do you give a crap about having a tribe of badass introverts? Like, what's the point? Like, how would that make you feel? What would that do for your life? Now, all of these goals could be passionate. Like, there are people, Danielle, there are some people who would say that goal, and when they say it out loud to people, it would bring tears to their eyes. But if it doesn't make you feel emotional at all, you may not be framing it in the right way. I'm going to give you an example. Kay went on the trip with me, and Kay, we talked about this earlier today, so you probably already know where I'm going. We went on the trip, and it's really great. She just got her master's in counseling, so she's a therapist, and I joke that she tries to therapize me sometimes when we're like hanging out. She's like, and how did that make you feel? But she's actually, I mean, best friend ever, right? Like, she can help you work through your problems. And I told her that I have no connection with being a 5-star diamond. Like, I know that's supposed to be my next goal, but I don't give a crap. It doesn't make me feel anything. When I think about being a 5-star diamond, nothing. Heart isn't beating faster. I'm not getting little goosebumps. I'm not emotional. I don't care about working towards it. Because to me, when I was thinking about it, I was like, that's everybody else's work. Like, I can't really do that. I didn't feel like I could do it. I didn't feel connected to it because it just felt like I was being greedy. Like, I wanted to be this thing and everybody else was going to help me get there. And then Kay was like, well, I want to be a diamond, but I don't want to be a diamond because I like want the title of diamond. I want to be a diamond because how cool would it be to have like a handful of other coaches who were rocking with you? Like, how much fun would that be to have a business where it wasn't just you doing everything? It was you and this whole team of people who were passionate about it too. Like, how much fun would it be to have like 6 more of us hanging out? That would be so fun. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I got the little goosebumpies. What if we had more of us? That would be so much fun. We could all go on vacations together. I like that kind of stuff gets me psyched because I can tell you when I get a rank advancement, I feel nothing. When one of my downline coaches gets a rank advancement, I bawl my eyes out. Like, I get the goosebumps, I cry, I dance around in a circle. I'm like hugging strangers in grocery stores. Like, that is what makes me feel alive. That's what makes me feel passionate. And I am willing to work towards that. So once Kay reframed that for me, I was able to say, okay, wait a second. 5-star diamond doesn't mean that I have like created my own, like, Craig, you're a diamond. Congratulations. What a hard worker you are. I haven't, creating that 5 times is not going to make me feel that way. But helping some of my best friends and family members reach their goals and seeing them roll into summit, like when I visualize them rolling into summit with their people, or like them having challenge groups and it's like them calling me up and being like, oh my God, Kerri, how can I even manage all these people? I'm like, yes, we did it. Like, that makes me so excited. So I want you to think about these goals you wrote down. Why do you give a crap? Type it in there. What's the purpose of it? Because if you cannot emotionally connect, you are not going to work on the days that you don't have, that everything isn't going well, right? It's easy to work when you're like at your mom and dad's house and you have no car and you have nothing to do and you have no friends here. Might as well build a freaking empire, right? But when you're in a place where everything is a lot more exciting, you have more options of things to do, you're tired, you're sad, you're disappointed, you're not in a good mood, Why invite on those days? Why build your business on those days? That's self-discipline, right? That's what it takes. It's overcoming that desire to go do what's easier, or that desire to get the immediate pleasure, knowing that you have this long distance goal you've got going on. And when you think about it, and when you write it down, and when you put it up on your board, and when you talk to your friends about it, it makes you freaking emotional. If it doesn't, A, you have the wrong goal, or B, you have not reframed it in a way that makes you give a crap. So right now I'm seeing like most of your faces in a normal like distance. What I'm wanting is more like really close, creepy face smushing into the camera, showing that you're typing your why. Why do you give a Yes, John Houston, I appreciate you. You got some nice eyelashes, bro. That's good. That's great. So if you're not typing your why, I want you to start working on that. So that's the P in OPA with 3 A's. Okay, the next step, once you know your outcome, then you know your purpose. Why do you give a crap about that? The next one is you have to act. And this is 10X rule all the way. You got to take massive action towards your goal. When I say massive action, I'm not talking about when everything's going great and you feel like it and coming up with all the reasons you can't. Guys, I promise you, whatever obstacle you have, there's somebody in Team Beachbody who's kicking your butt, who has something harder going on. It's choices. Cough, Marie, sorry. I mean, yeah, struggle's real over there, right? And she's on this call. Like, there's so many reasons that we could give about why life is hard and why we shouldn't do this. But when you have a dream and you're working towards it and it makes you excited and emotional and you know it could change everything, of course you're willing to work hard. Massive action. Lisbeth put up a video in our challenge group the other day that talked about 2 buildings like this, and you've got a beam going across them. And I'm like, hey, do you want to cross over this beam? It's 100 feet up in the air, 100 feet up. Hey, would you cross over this beam for $20? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. You doing that? Crossing the beam, 100 feet in the air. No safeties. John Houston, I expect nothing less. I'm not doing that. There's no way. $20, you can, no, kiss my butt. No way. Scared of heights. 100 feet? Guys, you're going to die. All of you are, it's windy. I'm adding that part in. It's really windy. And the beam is like really thin also. I'm up in the stakes. Okay, of course, like most people would be like, nah, I'm good. $20, no way. But if I'm like, oh, by the way, the building on the other side is on fire and your babies are in it and they're crying, and when I say babies, if Michelle Katz is on here, dogs, all the dogs are in the building and it's on fire and they're barking out your name. And if you do not cross, they're all going to burn to death. Lisa, it's a building of peanut butter and your guitars. Would you cross that building? Would you cross over the beam for $20? No. Would you cross it to save the things that matter most to you? Hell yeah. I'd be like full on body sliding, like legs up, wrapped around the beam and like inching my way across with my fear of heights. You do what it takes when it matters. Okay, so that is the massive action that comes from having an outcome with a strong purpose behind it. Okay, so massive action. You guys know how to do power hours, except Sierra, because you're brand new and I will teach you that love. But if you are not a new coach, you have the resources, you know how to do a power hour, do them. You know how to invite guys. More of these calls is not going to teach you how to invite harder. You just have to practice. Okay? You guys already know how to do everything that you would have to do to meet your goals. Why aren't you doing it? Because I guarantee that you don't have more obstacles than Marie. Not emotionally, at least, right now. And I guarantee some of us don't have as many obstacles as a lot of the top coaches who are like single moms with like 4 kids and they're working like 100 jobs. They're just freaking superhero Wonder Women, like ridiculous. So if you have goals you're not meeting, why? Is it that you don't know your outcome, or do you not have a strong enough passion and purpose behind it? Or are you not taking enough action? Once you get to that point where you're taking all the action and you're like, man, I am still, it's not working, because you can act and act and act and act and act and act and act blindly. Okay, and that's when we come to the second A. They call it sensory acuity. But my version of that is awareness. Are you paying freaking attention to the results of your massive action? Or are you just like banging the hammer at a piece of steel and like nothing's happening, but I think if I just keep banging it, it's gonna, no, like that's insanity, right? To do the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result. You have to pay attention to the results of your actions. So when something isn't working for you, you can make a change. Maybe it's your invites. Maybe you're like, I have been sending the same invite as Kerri Steelman Schmidt, and I have sent it like 400 times, and I am getting virtually no response at all. And like, she's blowing up, so I must just be bad at this business. This must just not be for me. Nah, dude. You just don't say dude and sister and shit. So you should take those out of the script and write it the way you would say it. You need to make adjustments when things aren't working. Maybe working out in the morning like I do doesn't work for you. Heath McDowell, he does it in the middle of the day. I would hate that. He does it in the middle of the day. That's what works for him. So are you making adjustments when things aren't working? And the last A is that continuance. So first A was act. Second one was acuity or awareness, your ability to notice when things are not going well. And then the third one is what we just kind of talked on a little bit, and that's adjusting. Are you making those changes? And what if it doesn't work? What if you make an adjustment and you still don't reach your goal? Then what? Then what, guys? You adjust again and again and again. You fail again, you adjust again. It's not working, you keep changing, you keep changing, you keep changing until you reach your goal. Tony Robbins says something that cracked me up. He's like, how long would you give the average baby to learn how to walk? Like, look at that cutie little baby. How long would you give that baby to walk before you're like, you know what, you're just not a walker. I give up on you. Just lay there. You know what? Don't even get up on your feet. Just lay there. No, like nobody would do that. Treat your dreams like a child learning how to walk. You fall, you get back up, and we're going to help you along the way, right? So you got to just keep on trying. Keep adjusting as you go, and know that, guys, you being disciplined right now, that's so that in the future you can have a better life. You don't have to be the person that feels like, oh man, I had all these dreams and I just didn't work hard enough. Or so-and-so made it so that my dreams couldn't come true. The world is hard enough. So don't be the one kicking yourself in the vagina. I'm going to leave it at that for you. Really soak that in, John Houston. Yeah. Are there any questions on tonight's topic? So silent, so pink. John Houston.
How did you know about my vagina?
I'm your coach, John. It's my job.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm loving these comments. If you're not reading them, you should be. Get in there and read those. If you have read them, and you want to quickly share with us maybe an adjustment that you're going to be making based on this topic, I would really love. Marie has a finger.
I have a small comment just to kind of piggyback for a second. I think that when I first started this business, I used to have, I kind of call it like the beauty pageant answer. So when people would say, well, why do you want to be a coach? And I would always say, well, I want to help people and I want to help them grow and know that anything is possible and they can take on the world and change lives every day, you know? And I'm not saying that something's wrong with that, but I think that looking back now and what I know and what it took to get to where I am, not that it was super hard, because really I've just mastered the mundane, really, honestly. You know, I add a little bit of entertainment in it, I master the mundane, and I keep going. But when I look at it, what it really comes down to, and what you really touched on is showing up on the days when, can I help you?
Hi, Landon.
You can get a snack. Showing up on the days when you don't feel like it, because you're going to wake up and you are not going to feel like helping people. And to be honest with you, the past 7 months, there's 7 days in a week. In 6 of those days, I have not felt like helping people. To be honest with you, you guys see the highlights. I'm like, hey, I'm in it. Like, here I go. Let's win the day. I just worked out. I feel great. Like, I feel like shit. And I'm tired and I'm burned out and I'm exhausted. But I don't show up because I'm like, hey, let me go change lives. Like, I owe it to myself. I owe it to my team. I'm going to finish what I started. And my why is so much bigger than just really just wanting to help people. And I know that kind of sounds crazy and a little aggressive or whatever, but there's going to be a lot of days where you're not going to feel like helping people. So your why has to be stronger than it. And you have to, like, whatever it is, as simple as it may be, you got to peel back those onion layers and dig a little bit deeper, because otherwise there's going to be a lot more days and stuff in your life is going to happen to where you're not going to want to show up, and just helping somebody sometimes isn't enough.
Yeah. And
and I don't mean it like, say it again.
Just for the new coaches on here,
yeah,
has some like really, really serious family stuff going on, so it's
I do. Like, I mean, I mean, my sister is like pretty much like dying, and I'm going through that, and it's terrible. But it's not just about helping people; it's about working out. So I'm not, super depressed and on tons of meds and having anxiety and turning to destructive behaviors, because not only am I helping people, I'm also able to work out and battle my own demons, because Beachbody not only changes lives, it saved mine.
Yeah.
And I put that into things. So, just saying.
Anybody else? Anybody willing to share what they're going to be doing differently this coming week with a little bit more self-discipline?
And I'm actually going to follow up, because I invite the heck and I don't follow up. Like, I get to where they're like, sure, give me more info. And I'm like, oh, no. So actually following up is like super important.
Awkward silence. Should I play more in sync or? Ah, yeah, there we are. Yes, lovely. Go ahead, Valerie.
So this week I am going to do some getting started ready calls, and actually do them the right way. That's my goal this week. is like, people are like, sure, I'm interested. And then that's when I'm like, no, I have to call them and talk to them. And I can't just like sell them a challenge pack and put them in the group. But then I'm like, oh, then I have to like act professional and be like, this is what I do. And it's easy, but it's not easy. And it's like simple, but.
Why does it matter?
Well, it's just like, that's what I need to get over. So I'm going to do that this week.
Why do the calls matter? Why is that an outcome that matters?
Oh, so that I can build more diamond.
Why does that matter?
For me?
Yeah, or for them, or why does it matter in life? Like, why do you give a crap about starting Coaches Right?
Well, I have started Coaches wrong, and I have seen the outcome of that, which is not the best.
So it's not good for business. So your business your business dreams can't come true because you're being held back by that step.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
I'm losing a lot of momentum with my coaches. And so that's my adjustment. That's what I'm adjusting.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Well done.
Thank you.
You get an A+.
I've already set up a call tomorrow at 9:30. So
wonderful.
9:30 a.m. So but
anybody else want to share their adjustment or their Kay, go ahead.
Like Marie shared, I think it's also going to be follow-ups for me this next week. I really hate Asana right now because it has like 70 some that I just don't know. I just keep avoiding it. And I think when something gets like to an overwhelming state, then I'm just like, nope, don't look at it. So I need to just take that a little bit at a time, maybe this week, and
so kind of the massive action part, the first A. Yeah.
Yeah, and go and revisit those. And the purpose for that is because I do think that there are a lot of people that are interested and they were engaged, and to just kind of leave them hanging is, it's neglectful on my part. If they are really interested and excited, they may be ready for that step now, and they could potentially be people that love it in the future, and we could build really good relationships. So those kind of follow-ups and the multiplicity, I think, is something that has really drawn me to being a Beachbody coach as well, because that's what I love about mentoring and helping others, is the fact that then they go and help others, and then they go and help others. So instead of me just feeling like I'm impacting like one or two people, instead seeing that kind of multiply is like, okay, so this is how we can make a difference. It's not just about like who I can touch, but also who those people can then touch if I follow up and if I'm consistent and that sort of thing. So
yeah, sounds like you can see the big picture for sure.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I wanted to make sure that I was respecting your time tonight and didn't take you over. It is 8:44 here in Michigan. I will stay on as long as there are people who are actually on and want to chat about whatever. But if you are just chilling on a blank screen, I'm gonna leave you hanging. But we need to do hearts.
Kerri, I have a quick question. Do you do follow-ups only on certain days, or do you always invite and follow up every day, or do you just do massive like follow-ups, say on Tuesday, Thursday, or like Friday, Monday? How do you do your follow-ups, or do you just do them as you go?
No, I don't. I have been so I don't do as many daily invites as I know a lot of other people do. When I started doing the like invite all the lines, my notebook was like this big. So I was like needing to do some massive action. So I'm not quite at the point of having like Ashley Fell Dyson's notebook that's like this big with all the lines, but this is mine. It's got 24 lines. So
Yeah, because I mean, you have to actually talk to them, so you would never go to bed. Like I could never do 7 either.
Right. So I do 24 invites, and some of those are follow-ups. Some of them are follow-ups. If I haven't invited them recently, I just count it as another invite. And so I do that. And then on Saturday and Sunday, if I haven't continued the conversation, I don't do new invites on Saturday or Sunday. That's how I've been doing it lately, mostly because I don't want to. I don't want to have that on my to-do list on those days. Those are the days I want to focus on post-prep and, finishing those conversations. So that's how I've been doing it. But
awesome. That's a good idea.
Or if you, another way that I was doing it in the past that I liked was I would do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday were follow-up days.
Okay.
That's plenty for me.
Yeah. Same.
Can we do hearts really quick so I can take the picture? And who is this person? Kirsty, help a sister out. Can you complete my heart? Because otherwise I'm just doing like a thumbs down. I don't know if it's working. Cheese. Love you guys. We're going to see how that one turned out. I'll try to post it in the group. You guys are free to go. Thank you so much. Love yourselves this week. Take care of yourselves this week. And if you do something that reminds you of this call, tag me. I'd love to hear about it. Hi, Lisa. Your haircut is gorgeous, girl. I see you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, now you're over here. Okay. John Houston.
Hey, Kerri, how many views do you have on your Instagram stories? Like, are you tagging locations or are you just doing it to your friends?
Sometimes I'll have like 300-400. Sometimes I'll have like 100-200. It depends how consistent I am. And if I'm like chilling in Garden City with the cows or if I'm on vacation, people tend to be more interested in following me. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Go tip over the cow. They'll be really interested.
I think you're right. I think I just need to mix it up a little bit. I need to turn up the country hype.
There you go.
Maybe Sierra, maybe you could help me with that.
Oh, I'm
Some,
so
like Western
down.
Kansas shenanigans.
You're gonna have to come to where I am though in a couple weeks, and then we just have to go find cows.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Totally down for a visit. Thanks for getting on tonight.
Yes, John.
John Houston, I see your hand up, boy.
Hi, just a couple things real quick. Marie, hi.
Oh, we're still recording. Crap.
Much love.